So I want to talk about this Sinister coolant filter kit that I've had on this truck for 6,000 kilometers now. So it's a good idea that could use a bit of more work on the design stage, but I think they've stopped selling this now, so it's kind of aside from the point. But I still wanted to talk about it in case you wanted to make your own homebrew kit, because you can buy like the filter head from them, or you could get one from elsewhere. So this kit actually replaced the engine lift, and I will say that this one does work. I have lifted the engine with this to change the turbo on this truck, so that works good. The clearance at the bottom of the filter is not quite ideal, so you have to have like a wrench to lift it up just a little bit to get the filter in and out. So I'm going to take this filter off and cut it open here in a few minutes. The hose that they use, I feel that it's a bit soft. Like, it might look pretty, but I would prefer if it was a bit tougher rubber personally. So this spot here is easy enough to do. You just pull this off and go in and snip off a piece to make a T. So you're cutting into the bypass return for the coolant tank here. And on this side, if you can see it or not, but way down there, there's like a worm gear clamp, which is super annoying. But basically you put a barb fitting into your head. There's a number of big pipe plugs in the cylinder head, so you remove one and put a barb fitting in there, and that works good. I just wish the barb fitting was longer or different, something different than what they did, because it's really hard to tighten that barb fitting that's down there, and then I'm just not really a fan of doing it that way. And the hoses, because they're kind of soft, they started to rub through immediately, so I had to protect them with a bit of heater hose line where they rub. And I'm running the stock air filter, and you have to take the air filter box out to change the filter, which is not a big deal. It's actually really easy to take it out. So there's just 3 electrical connectors on it to pop it out, and then 1 bolt holding it down, and you can yank it out. So that's all good. You can still service your air filter, but it's tight in here. By no means is it an easy fit, but it's doable. And so right now I'm just draining my coolant. I'm changing the water pump right now because I got a bunch of stuff on the go. So I guess I'll get that filter out. Like, in theory, to get it out, you would just isolate it right here, and then you could take it off with minimal loss. I'm just changing the AC compressor right now, so just make sure I don't pour any coolant into it, and we'll have a look at what we've got. So I got it out. You can't actually use a filter wrench to get onto it. You need to use like a big plumber's wrench to get onto the top, because you can't slide that around the bottom. So the debris in here is not necessarily from this filter, although maybe it is coming out. Seems like it's adding up. So I just cut it open with some tin snips. This is the cheap way to do it. You just stab into it and you can do a circular cut. Alright, so that's 6,000 kilometers, and you can see what I've got just in the bottom of the filter. And then in the pleats, I don't know if we can see anything in here or not. Yeah, there's some more in the pleats as well. Just making a mess. So yeah, I think it's working out. So it's kind of good that it's like a low velocity T kind of going past the filter, so it kind of slows down and the junk can fall out into the bottom of the filter. You could run your entire heater core through if you wanted to, if you had a bigger filter head with bigger fittings, and tuck it in and back there somewhere. And as long as you have the filter facing down, hopefully the debris falls out as it passes through, and you collect a lot of debris. The fitting on the head for the heater core actually is quite small diameter. If you were to take it out of your head and look at it, you'd see that it's drilled down to like a 1/4 inch or something, so it's like a metering orifice. You're not getting full flow through your heater core anyway, so you don't need to have like a massive filter conceivably to keep up with the flow demands required for that. This is a Wix 24070. I find that when I'm ordering filters from Rock Auto, I'll just get a few of these at a time to keep them in stock. Otherwise, they're kind of a nuisance to order them one at a time. You pay more for shipping than the filter is worth. So that's the solution for that. So, is it going to help me? Absolutely. I have flushed this coolant system a number of times, and you can see my reservoir tank is all stained. I was able to get a ton of trash out of the system. I'll take a look at the blowgun that I use. So you kind of meander through my junk pile here. I got a lot. Trying to organize my wrenches. Was that a good way? Nah, probably not. But they all came out so I could do this. But anyway, this OTC blowgun is absolutely fantastic. You can forward and reverse flush your heater core, and you got your shop air in the bottom, and you can use water in the back, and it works really good for blowing debris out of the system. And I don't think there's any real solution, any permanent fix to stop your core from plugging up, but this should help. As you can see, that's a little bit less filling up the bottom of the core. So well, hopefully you find this useful. You can make a kit, or maybe you could find an old stock kit sitting in a shelf somewhere and run with it. So thank you for watching.